FTW champion and AEW wrestler Chris Jericho reportedly saw the crowd reaction at AEW Dynasty coming and was prepared and told people that it was going to happen. Plenty of details on that. Plus, Bryan Danielson gives an injury update on himself ahead of Anarchy in the Arena next weekend and says that he will require surgery pretty soon. The reason behind the recent NXT releases, including Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson, has been revealed. Ricochet's next challenger for the WWE Speed Championship has also been revealed, and more details on the delayed WrestleMania 40 documentary. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about the learning tree himself, Chris Jericho. Now, Chris Jericho was heavily booed and criticized at AEW Dynasty, but he may have anticipated it. Jericho won the FTW Championship from Hook at the AEW Dynasty pay-per-view with, quote, "Please retire and go home Jericho, go home" chants on him throughout the way in the bout. Now, Jericho was booed heavily upon winning the title. While that might have been an indication of the crowd not wanting to see Jericho over him having heat, he did anticipate it. Several AEW talent and people close to Chris Jericho have claimed to Fightful Select since AEW Dynasty that the reaction from the crowd played out almost exactly as Jericho had laid it out to them in the week prior. A topic of conversation recently was several wrestlers wondering who smartened Chris Jericho up to the Jericho Vortex phrase that is an online joke of people getting sucked into feuding with or working against and with Jericho. Fightful say that they had asked if anyone had let Jericho know that the learning tree was a stable previously in TNA wrestling, or if rarefied air had been used for years by Richard Holiday, but didn't get an answer to those questions. One thing that wasn't expected by many, however, was Jericho's alterations to the FTW Championship. Fightful are reporting they have been told it was a surprise to many, including Taz. Of course, the FTW title is the original bout that was in ECW. So what do you make of this report that Jericho saw it all coming? Do you believe that that is indeed the case? Do you believe it's a case of Jericho trying to save face? Or was he smart and can he see things turning as they begin to turn? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Now, some concerning news when it comes to AEW star Bryan Danielson and his health ahead of what is supposed to be the final few months remaining of his full-time professional wrestling career. Now, Bryan Danielson has provided an update on his neck injury ahead of the Anarchy in the Arena match at AEW Double or Nothing. Danielson is reportedly working through a neck injury suffered during his incredible match with Will Ospreay at the aforementioned AEW Dynasty pay-per-view last month. Danielson is set to team with FTR and Darby Allin to face off against the Elite in Anarchy in the Arena at next week's Double or Nothing pay-per-view in Las Vegas, Nevada. Speaking after last night's AEW Collision show, Danielson provided an update on his status, noting that a doctor has told him that he will have to undergo surgery pretty soon. Here's what the American Dragon had to say.
Somebody paid a price to take out FTR, to take out me before Anarchy in the Arena. We know exactly who it is. You know, I hurt my neck real bad. First, to catch a brainbuster me on the ramp. Then I'm wrestling Will Ospreay. And I go to give him a Frankensteiner off the top rope. I've never had this happen to me. Dude lands right on his feet, and I go straight down on my head. And then later in the match, right before he pins me, he hits me with a storm driver. I got shooting pains down my arm. And I'm at home and I have to go get MRIs, and I have a compression of the nerve root at C6, C7, and C7, T1. I've got the shooting pain that's running down my arm that won't go away. And the doctor is telling me that pretty soon I'm gonna have to have surgery. And the only way I can hold out, is if I can keep the strength in my right hand. Right now it's still there. I have the shooting pain, but I've still got the strength. So I plan on staying at home, recovering, doing physical therapy, and I'm watching Dynamite. And I see the Young Bucks and the Elite pile drive Tony Khan. the guy who started this company. The guy who, if he weren't here, this company wouldn't even exist. And I watched that and I was angry, mad as hell. Then I watched the next week as they took out Kenny Omega and hospitalized him when he's already sick, when he's already hurt. You were supposed to change the world together. Together. And that's how I know you guys say you're good Christian boys, but you guys are evil. Because who turns their back on their best friend like that? And that's when I realized I can't stay at home anymore. I can't rehab anymore. I have to come back and I have to fight. I have to fight for AEW because I love this place. You guys say you want to change the world. You won't even show up on a Saturday. They only want to work 1 day a week and they want to run this place. And anybody, oh, heaven forbid, anybody stand up to him. Heaven forbid, anybody stand up and say what I just said, that they're lazy, that they only want to work 1 day a week. Then they put a price on our heads. Go ahead. Put a price on my head. I've had a lot of people, a lot stronger than you, a lot more powerful than you, put prices on my head, and I'm still here. Anarchy in the arena. You guys better come for a fight. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do. Young Bucks, Jack Perry, even Okada. I'm going to spit in your face. Because I used to respect you, and I don't respect you anymore.
Now let's talk about the recent releases coming out of NXT and the reasons behind them. Now, WWE released several NXT talents during its latest round of mass cuts, and Fightful Select has revealed why some of those performers were let go. Valentina Feroz and Boa were reportedly cut as they spent a lot of time on the sidelines through injury, which ultimately derailed their progress, and as they weren't given enough opportunities to show what they could do. Meanwhile, Trey Bearhill was released due to his perceived similarities with Eddie Thorpe, but his departure came as a shock to many WWE employees behind the scenes. Despite joining the promotion as an established celebrity who was touted for big things, WWE released controversial Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson during the mass cuts. However, this didn't come to a shock to many backstage, as he wasn't progressing at a decent rate. Booker T echoed these views when he reacted to Stevenson's WWE departure, noting that the former superstar didn't have the hunger or drive, as he still had the amateur wrestling bug in his system. Some WWE next-gen talents, including Julian Baldy, were also released during the wave of cuts. According to Fightful, the performers weren't allowed to announce their contract status until after the show had aired, though their deals technically began after the reality series debuted. The report also claims that Drew Gulak is still employed by WWE, but he's been informed that his contract will not be renewed. Gulak was reportedly released, or at least the decision was made to let Gulak go, in the wake of Ronda Rousey accusing him of grabbing her drawstring on her sweatpants backstage at a WWE show back in 2022. Now let's talk about Ricochet and the WWE Speed Championship. Let me know if you're still watching WWE Speed on X. Ricochet became WWE's first ever Speed Champion back in April, and his next challenger is set in stone. As documented by Wrestling Headlines, Tyler Bate defeated Apollo Crews, who replaced the injured Ivar, in the finals of the latest Speed tournament during last week's SmackDown taping. Both he and Ricochet will now collide on the next episode of WWE Speed. Speed is a collaboration between WWE and X. Both entities announced their partnership in February 2024, which entails WWE producing short-form matches that are exclusively shown on the social media platform on Wednesdays. Despite becoming official back in February, WWE tested the Speedy concept last year, suggesting that it was in the works for a while. Winning the Speed Championship would mark Bates' first title since joining WWE's main roster. However, However, he did have a decorated career when he competed on the company's NXT brands, becoming a Triple Crown champion on NXT UK and an NXT Tag Team champion with Trent Seven on the main show in the United States. Since joining the main roster, the Rising Star has primarily teamed with Pete Dunne, with the duo going by the name New Catch Republic. As of this recording, neither Ricochet nor Bate have commented on the upcoming bout. However, their respective styles should make for an exciting and interesting title match on the upcoming episode. And finally, we've got more details on this delayed and upcoming WrestleMania 40 documentary that so many people are still waiting to see. The WrestleMania 40 Behind the Curtain documentary hasn't been released yet, despite it originally being advertised to air the week after the titular event. Some reports have indicated that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson may be reportedly causing some of the hold-up due to him reportedly wanting to approve every single frame. However, Brian Gewirtz, one of Johnson's right-hand men, has denied that the Hollywood A-lister is responsible for the delay. While speaking to the Masked Man show, Gewirtz explained that while Johnson isn't holding the documentary hostage, there are logical reasons for the wait. Quote, "I think there was an error in terms of promoting it so soon because it wasn't ready to come out. So that was an error that was made. But this was a doc that I think went from 11 minutes to 45 minutes. Now it's over an hour. And it's pretty awesome. And it will be coming out in some form pretty soon, is my understanding." Now, Johnson made his long-awaited return to the ring during night one of WrestleMania 40, where he teamed up with his real-life cousin Roman Reigns to face Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. However, Johnson was reportedly set to face Reigns for the undisputed WWE Championship, only for the company to pivot to Rhodes versus the Tribal Chief on night 2 following fan backlash. Johnson has commented on not facing Reigns at WrestleMania 40, stating that it was his idea to turn heel and feud with the American Nightmare instead. Hopefully, the documentary will shed more light on that process. But there you go, guys. The latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.